a young entrepreneur trying out this amazing venture, which is as unique and one of a kind that has ever been heard before. So, for people who might not know Seaview, how would you make them understand this?
Okay, so as simple as it sounds, CView is a career technology company which has combined artificial intelligence with human expertise to create an end-to-end ATS compliant CV service. So an ATS is an applicant tracking system which CView has created. It is an HR tool which is used very commonly across the globe. If there are, say, a lakh applications going in, only 20 get to go to the HR and only 10 to get the so that journey of 1 lakh to 20 is taken by the software or the ATS. So it makes a rather human task into a more intuitive based service. So what it means is that our system starts thinking or replicating an HR's mind. That is what we aim to do.
With Seaview, have you ever encountered a success story or a story where you had a learning experience?
It's a learning journey while talking to each and every client, if I may say so. At the same time, dealing with a very young team also gives you a learning experience on a daily basis. When you're looking at creating a team, and when you're looking at creating a team which is responsible or has ownership of what your company as an essence does, then you need to have a very tight screening process of getting them in. I would not say that I have nailed it until now, so I cannot really tell you one solid thing. However, what I've understood is that hold on to the ones who want to work. They will learn. I think that is what I have understood with time. I give more training sessions, I'm more patient. When you see that intuition of yes, they want to work, is when you hold on. Working in a startup is very different than working in a big company because you have to do definitely more than what you are hired. All I've understood is yes, I know a few who will stick by, and you just train them, you comfort them, you believe in their skills. You try to give them all the training and learning which you possibly in your capacity can.
Thank you for being so candidly honest about this thing, because this is a big problem which people might not think that startups or even bigger organizations face. Having a stable team is a very core of any company. Necessity is the mother of invention. And this creative idea, how did the seed of Seaview stemmed in your brain?
I just feel like that seed stemmed in not from a necessity but from an issue. As in when I captured this issue is when I kind of understood this is happening.
Yeah.
And when you combine the biggest human base, which are students and youth across the world, with an intangible service, you automatically come to a professional development area, industry. So I was trying to gauge what is that one aspect of the entire application process which has not been nailed down. The first impression, the first point of contact, and that is what I captured on.
So you are a big believer of women's education, and so much so that 30% of the proceeds that you make from Seaview are donated for women's education in India. When did you become so passionate about it, and why women's education?
As the belief of donating 30% to women education is not only something that comes from heart, but it is also a strategic, I think, decision. And I feel like if we empower women, even if I have 10 rupees and if I give 3 rupees to them, I am helping one of the most intelligent communities in the world which are really suppressed right now. I as a women entrepreneur also face a lot of issues. Not only as a women entrepreneur, but also as a woman. So I could only imagine that what other women who are suffering through larger issues and bigger problems might be going through. We are trying to do back to school programs. for
Yeah.
college students, and so because they are not, if we as students uh, suffered in understanding how to create our CVs, they are aloof from the entire concept of it.
Yeah.
So I think that, yeah, we're moving towards all of those very soon.
Oh, terrific. We need more women like you supporting women because that's how we'll all grow and become a strong community, not second class citizens anymore. Since you mentioned the gender gap and being suppressed in the society, gender gap usually creates this glass ceiling for women, which is impenetrable and creates hurdles for them when it comes to the professional field. So, being a female entrepreneur in India, what are your glass ceilings? What are the glass ceilings that you wish to break, the ones that you have broken, and the ones that you wish would disappear?
So I think there's patriarchy, there's perception, and I think there is just this entire stigma around women doing women-oriented jobs or work. I think these are the three kind of glass ceilings that I personally deal with. If I know my job well, I can come and speak about it. My gender should not matter, right? But it does apparently. Perception is something that to deal with is very difficult. And and this is a very common thing that I keep on getting. Oh, you should keep yourself busy. It's so important. I'm not keeping myself busy. It's a vision. It's a part of the dream. How can you call it a time pass? This is something that I deal with on a daily basis. Break the glass ceiling rather than, I don't know, squeezing into that glass slipper. But unfortunately, sometimes it's just very unfortunate how things pan out and
Yeah,
work.
definitely. And I hope we all smash patriarchy as soon as possible. So, when you say that you have had challenges that explaining people what you do and people accepting that a woman could be in tech, she could know of tech and she could succeed in it. Could you share like a little anecdote from it that where you have seen people show their bias towards women in tech?
So I'll start from the first ever bias that I saw. So I was interning at this legacy firm.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I will not name it again. It was like a very old MSME, and they were in a hiring process to hire a few chartered accountants.
Uh-huh.
Uh, I was supposed to do a very, very clerical job of putting the job, position up on Naukri.com, and applications would come in. I would print them out and filter them out based on a few things. Basically, what my ATS system does is what I was doing as an intern, right?
Okay.
I thought about this actually. I never thought about this like this, but yeah, exactly. I was just filtering it because I think 5 years ago I had just graduated out of school. So at that time I was I think doing this, and I really liked these 10 applicants. 3 of them were women, and I took them to my manager. He
Yeah.
just saw that he took out the 3 which were women and put them aside. So I thought as if those were the ones he was choosing. However, those are the ones he was eliminating. So I asked him very politely that why are you eliminating this? बहुत problem होती है. And I'm like, I'm sorry. He's like, it's unnecessarily too much issue. Sometimes they have this issue, sometimes that is issue. So that is the first time it hit me that women are seen as problem makers in organizations. Why? Because you need to give them maternity leaves, because they might not come because their child has some annual function, or maybe he said something as ridiculous as, oh, they fight at home and then they come here and have frustration issues and something like that. I was genuinely appalled. I was like, I don't understand that. Where did this come from? If they are people who can get the job done, they are the right people for the job. My case is like explaining about yourself, about your company, about your education. And then they have this really specific question. Okay, investors and partners have this really specific question. How long are you going to do this for? You don't ask a man how long you're going to run your company for. I will
Mm-hmm.
run it for my entire life if I have to, and I will.